nice laugh, are you?
Australian legends!
Hey!
Sir, can you knock?
What's up everyone, Adam from FWCI. This is the Pirates of the Caribbean pitch meeting. I have seen this movie now, which it'd be a bit dumb watching this if I hadn't. I watched it months ago and I just finally watched Pirates of the Caribbean 3. So I'm doing all the pitch meetings, but my memory on this one is a little bit foggy, but I distinctly recall this was my favorite of the three. This was the one at the end of the movie I was just like, oh, what a ride, kind of thing. The other two, not so much. Make sure you do check out my Pirates of the Caribbean reactions and you can see me just gush because the evil monkey is off doing evil shit. If you want to support my channel a little bit further, patreon.com/FWCI is where you can do it. But let's see what Ryan George has to say about this absolute classic movie, Pirates of the Caribbean. I'm sure there's going to be plot holes aplenty. There was heaps of them in the third movie. Or was the first one kind of untouchable? I don't know, we'll have to see.
Oh, you have a movie for me? Yes, sir, I do. It's a very exciting idea. Oh, boy. Yeah, I thought we could base a movie on one of those slow-moving boat ride attractions at Disney World. Oh. Okay, that doesn't sound super exciting. Oh, it's gonna be, though. We could get one of the main actors to pretty much do a Keith Richards impression, a lot of mumbling. Okay, so like a guitarist in his late 50s going about 2 miles an hour just kind of looking at stuff. No, the Disney ride's just a jumping off point. We're gonna build an adventure movie around that. So what ride are we talking about here?
Yeah, I understand that Pirates of the Caribbean, it was a ride at Disney World before it was a movie, and pretty boring ride from the sounds of things.
Pirates of the Caribbean. Oh, Pirates of the Caribbean. One of those pronunciations, sure. So we're gonna meet this little girl,
Caribbean is how I've always said it.
Elizabeth Swan, right? And she's helping out this kid, Will Turner, who they found in this big shipwreck caused by pirates. Oh boy. And she sees this pirate medallion of his and she keeps it. Okay. So years later, this guy Norrington wants to marry Elizabeth and he knows her very well. How? Because he's known her since she was a small child. Oh my God. But Elizabeth has a crush on Will and he has a crush on her. And what's his deal now? Well, he's a blacksmith now and he's always walking around saying stuff like, Elizabeth. Gotcha. So then Elizabeth falls into the ocean because her corset was too tight and that medallion sends this magical pulse out into the ocean. Oh, it does. Yeah, and turns out
I don't remember that bit at all.
called to these cursed pirates on this ship called the Black Pearl. Wow. So then Elizabeth is saved by this wacky pirate guy named Jack Sparrow who showed up in Port Royal earlier. Keith Richards, and even though he saved her life, everybody wants to kill him because he's a pirate. Very rude. Yeah, so he goes on this crazy, daring escape where I disregard physics and probabilities and all that boring crap for a bit. You gotta disregard that stuff sometimes. It is more fun that way, but as he's escaping, he's gonna encounter Will Turner. Oh yeah? Yeah, and Jack's gonna go to leave, but Will's gonna throw a sword into the door and lock him in the workshop with them. Why? To kill him, because he frickin' hates pirates. He doesn't know that he kind of is one. Why didn't he throw his sword at Jack then? Well, that'd be pretty messed up. You can't get somebody when their back is turned, I guess. So then they have this big sword.
That's a good point. You know what? It's a good old-fashioned family movie with sword fighting where nobody gets stabbed and there's no blood. I'm fine with it. Good work, Disney. You're sticking on brand.
Fight that ends with Jack getting knocked unconscious by Will's boss. Oh, instantly unconscious. That's definitely some brain damage, right? No, it's that wacky kind of head trauma where your eyes cross and you get up a bit later completely fine. Oh, that's the best kind of head trauma. So Jack gets put in a jail cell, and while he's in there, the evil pirates show up and they just go nuts around town. Whoa. Yeah, so Will throws an axe at one of them, gets him right in the back. Wait, if he throws an axe at this guy's back, why didn't he throw that sword at Jack? Well, this other pirate's not a main character, so. Oh. So then these pirates try to grab Elizabeth, and she puts up a fight by dropping some hot coals on them, but they manage to get her eventually. Oh, hot coals are hot. They sure are, sir. Then Will's gonna get some wacky head trauma too, and some pirates are gonna recognize Jack. Oh, how do they know him? Well, turns out he used to be captain of the Black Pearl till there was a mutiny led by this guy Barbossa. Okay. And then Jack's gonna see that when they're hit by moonlight, they turn to skeletons. Oh, now those are spooky. They sure are, sir. Yeah, so I guess Elizabeth and everybody else around town see some skeletons too. No, Jack's the only one in town that sees this. But if there's moonlight, well, it's a cloudy night. I guess, you know, the moonlight was just hitting this one specific spot in the jail cell and nowhere else. Oh, sniper moons are tight. Yeah.
Yes, sniper moon. Good point. Good bloody point. Ryan George, you are tearing this movie to shreds. No, not really. This is a little bit of a boring pitch meeting, and I find that where the movie is really, really, really good. So I'm fine with it. But pick away, because that is a very valid point.
Yeah. So what is the deal with this curse anyway? That's not a stand-up bit. I do want to know. Well, see, they stole some Aztec gold belonging to this guy Cortez, and this stuff was cursed by the heathen gods. Oh, cursed how? Well, now they can't die or taste or feel, and when there's moonlight, they turn to skeletons. Well, as I said earlier, those are spooky, but how'd that pirate earlier get burned by the coals if they can't feel things? I don't know. Fair enough. So anyway, to lift the curse, they need to return the final medallion with the blood of the person who stole it. And who stole this last coin medallion thing? Will's father, Bootstrap Bill, but they tossed him in the ocean. Very rude. So now they want Will's blood? Exactly. But see, when they kidnap Elizabeth onto their ship, she's like, my name is Elizabeth Turner. So they're like, oh, this is Bootstrap Bill's son. What? So then Barbossa has this nice dinner for Elizabeth, and she is just starving. I thought they could.
Did they know that Bootstrap had a son or just offspring? Because that seems like a pretty big distinction.
And eat. Why do they have fresh food lying around their ship? Unclear. So then Barbossa's going to explain the whole curse to Elizabeth, and his whole crew's going to do this little choreography that they clearly put a lot of work into. Good to have hobbies. And so back at Port Royal, Will's going to help Jack escape so they can go save Elizabeth. Going to be hard for them to get out of there without a ship. Actually, it's going to be super easy. Barely an inconvenience. Oh, really? Yeah, see, they tricked the entire crew of this one ship to go onto another ship.
Yeah, this was genius. This was great.
The entire crew of a ship got onto another ship. Every single crew member, sir. I feel like that doesn't make sense. Well, that may be, but it's gonna drive the story forward. Well, okay then. So eventually the pirates are gonna try to lift the curse using Elizabeth's blood, but she's gonna be like, I lied about my name, you dummies. Right, okay, they just want to be mortal again though, right? Yeah, those dummies. So then what happens? Well, then there's gonna be this big ship back.
Those dummies trying to be mortal. Screw them. That's a good point. They're just trying to lift this curse, and she is kind of standing in their way about it.
And Will is gonna strike a deal with the pirates. And what's the deal? Well, he gets them to set Elizabeth and Jack free, but Barbossa's sneaky, so he just maroons them on an island. A very sneaky pirate. Yeah, but then Elizabeth sets a bunch of rum on fire, and they get rescued by her father and that guy who wants to marry her. Gross. So then Jack stops Barbossa from killing Will, right? Right. And he playfully picks up some coins and tosses them back in the chest, but secretly keeps one, so he's cursed now. He can't die. Technically, wouldn't he be cursed no matter what, since he didn't return those other coins with his blood? Technically, yeah, but nobody notices that. Oh, okay, great. So then he has this big sword fight with Barbossa, and he does this fun skeleton reveal, and then he shoots him just as Will drops the final medallion into the chest. Wow. Yeah, and so that's the end of the curse, but people still want to hang Jack, because he's still a pirate. Yeah, I guess he is. But then frickin' Will bursts in to save them. He throws a sword just beneath his feet, so he does this balancing thing. Why didn't he throw the sword at the rope itself? I don't know. Yeah, this guy doesn't really give much thought into where he throws weapons, huh? I guess not. So then Will and Elizabeth help Jack escape. Amazing. And so Jack gets a ship and a crew. There's a cowboy there. It's a great time. What? And so yeah, that's about it. He gets a ship and a crew. There's a cowboy.
Oh my god, that's a crew member, isn't it? He's got his sunglasses on.
There, it's a great time. What? And so yeah, that's about it. What do you think? Well, it sounds like a lot of fun. We're gonna have to get somebody really, really good to play Jack Sparrow, though. Definitely, sir. Someone that's gonna be synonymous with the franchise. Somebody we wouldn't think of replacing.
Oh, Margot Robbie teases her Pirates of the Caribbean movie. Margot Robbie teases information about new Pirates of the Caribbean movie she's starring in, hinting at a strong girl power element. Did that end up happening? I don't think it did. I could see Margot Robbie in a pirate getup though. I'm very disappointed at the lack of reference to the evil monkey in these. I want evil monkey references in all of the pitch meetings for the Pirates of the Caribbean movies, because he was probably my favorite part of most of them. He was such a little asshole. He was the best. But yes, Disney definitely took a whole bunch of liberties in a whole bunch of different scenes for the purpose of making this movie. And it's fine. Who gives a shit? It's the Pirates of the Caribbean movie. Somebody's sitting there nitpicking, oh, wait a minute, this is not correct, and then it actually is bothering them, then they need to find a hobby, because this is what you do with kids' movies and family movies. I thought throughout the whole series that there was going to be some kind of connection with Jack and luck. I thought he was going to be, just very lucky. He's made some deal with somebody somewhere to make sure that luck always falls his way. I guess kind of like Domino from the Deadpool 2 movie. I thought that was where it was going, but no, it was just wacky, crazy Disney family movie physics in all of the fight scenes, which is totally fine as well. Brian George, I tip my cap to you. That was a great video. Let me know in the comments what you thought about this one. Don't forget to subscribe here on YouTube if you haven't already. Patreon.com/FWCI if you want to support the channel a bit further. And as always, everyone, be well, stay safe, look after your friends. See you in the next video. Peace.